DSO is for the people in the credit community or credit managers or anybody that works in credit and collection. We are measured, one of our matrix we're measured on, and the main one is DSO, which is days sales outstanding. So you can go out, you can book an order, you can invoice an order, but until we actually collect it and get the cash in the door, it's not really considered revenue. So once you get that money in the door, and as quickly as you get the money in the door, the better it is for the company. So when people say, we want low DSO, that means the quicker you get in the door, the lower DSO you're going to have. So I was told once by one of my old CFOs, your DSO can never be low enough and you can never have enough cash. So those are two things that I've always carried on ever since I started working in the credit and collection field. This is a measuring stick for everybody in the credit and collection industry. So if you look at it, the number of transactions that we've processed, so say for 1 month, when we analyze this, we're looking at roughly $450,000 of activity was processed for this particular month. So there's a calculation you can do based on that 90-day period. You take that 90-day period, you look at your revenue, and you figure out how much over that 90-day period 1 day of DSO equals. So for this particular month, based on that, the 450 in activity, we calculated that 1 day of DSO for us for that particular month for Telerik was $211,000. So you can see right there that based on the $211,000, and you look at the $450,000 in activity, that's roughly could shave 2 days off your DSO. For a company like Progress, every little bit helps. It's coming from all avenues, all different areas. But if you can take 2 days off, 400,000 is 400,000, and the lower you get the DSO, the better it is for us, the better it is for the company. And everybody that has any kind of investment, we're a public company, everybody likes to see low DSO. That means the cash is coming in the door, and cash is king. So we need to get that cash in the door, and that is the number one thing. And when you have low DSO, everybody knows, and there's no gray area. Low DSO means you're collecting your money, people are happy with your business, sales are going out the door, they're being paid for. So there's a lot of implications when we have low DSO. It's not just a good measuring tool for the credit and collection team. Before we acquired Telerik, you got to put this in perspective. Our DSO was running usually about 60 days, maybe high 50s. Well, right off the bat, the credit card activity did have an impact. So not only do you look at the offline business, you have to look at the shopping cart business that I mentioned. So the $2 million in the shopping cart, that had an impact right off the bat, because that's $2 million of business, that is coming in the shopping cart, being paid. So right off the bat, you had that $2 million that added to, the whole mix. So you had that $2 million that was already in there, which was going to help lower our DSO as soon as we acquired them. But then over and above that, you add the additional, $400,000 or $500,000, on top of that, which is going to contribute and even lower that, make it even lower. So on top of everything else, lowering the DSO, which is, the main objective for everybody, we also lowered the DSO, but then we also enjoyed all those other things that I mentioned, making the process streamlined, improving, making the department more efficient, being able to, look at the problem accounts, look at reduce the over 90, reducing the over 90, reducing your problem accounts. You also limit you limit your risk, and you don't have as many potential write-offs as well. So when you look at it and you have all these problem accounts that are sitting around aging, the older an invoice gets, the tougher it is to collect. So the longer it's out there in the over 90, which like I said was up to 14-15%, you potentially have a lot of problems that you may not collect. You may have to send out to an outside collection agency. If you do that, you're going to incur a fee if they collect it. So then if you don't collect it and they work on it and they're not successful, then it comes back to you and you write it off, then your write-offs are up. So by doing this, you've reduced your write-offs, your over 90's gone down, you've had time to clean up your problem accounts, and we send out dunning letters. If the dunning letters capture everything that's past a certain, if it's past 30 days, if it's past 60 days, it's past 90 days. If you have stuff that's out there that's wrong and needs to be corrected and is not removed from the aging, those things show up on the dunning letters month after month after month. So then you create another problem. You have people calling and say, we need to fix this because this invoice is out here. So it not only is to make your agent clean or make your life a little better. It also impacts the customer because they may have something out there that should be cleaned up and we haven't been able to get to it. So then it's just a nuisance, and you don't want that. You want your customers. Paying an invoice is not a pleasant process for anybody. Everybody likes to get their product. Everybody likes to work on the product, develop the product. Paying the invoice should be just something that is done and it is just out of your mind and seamless and not creating any issues. So, this is what we want to do, and we've been able to improve that process. One of my employees told me shortly after we moved to this new process, she said to me one day when I went to meet with her, she said, by using Evo B2B, this process has been invaluable. Since I've been here at Progress, I've worked on a number of projects and improvements, but working with Evo B2B has had the biggest impact in reducing DSO.